have been seeing this trend going around of people waking up at 5 a.m. to read, waking up at 6 a.m. to read, waking up early in the morning to read. And they do it in order to squeeze in some extra reading time in the morning before they start their day. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds so fun. I want to squeeze in extra reading time in the morning. So I tried it. I didn't even last 5 minutes. So I thought, what if instead of waking up early to read, I just read before bed? I know for a lot of you, you might be thinking, Riley, we're already reading before bed. What are you talking about? For me, before bed is my reality TV time. I watch copious amounts of reality TV. Every reality TV show you could possibly think of, I watch it. It is sacred to me. If anyone bothers me during my reality TV time, I get very upset. This week, instead of watching so many hours of reality TV, I'm gonna be reading every night. And I thought it would be fun to give myself a little challenge. So basically every night I'm gonna have a specific amount of time that I have to read before I'm allowed to go to bed. Which, another thing about me is I'm very precious about my bedtime. I go to bed every night at the same time, and it is quite early. I'm gonna start off easy, just 30 minutes of reading time before bed, and then every day I will increase it a little bit. And I'm just curious to see how much extra reading I can do by adding a little bit of reading time before bed. So let's get into it. It is the first night. I think the book that I'm going to start with is a short story collection called The Wishing Pool by Tananarive Due. She is one of the more prominent horror authors that I haven't read yet, so I've wanted to read her books for a long time, but I didn't know which one to pick, and she has quite a few of them. But I heard from a few people that her short story collections are really good and a good entry point. She has another one called Ghost Summer, I think, but my library didn't have that one, but they did have The Wishing Pool. So I got that one, and I have no idea what I'm in for. All I know is it is horror short stories. I'm gonna see how much I feel like reading tonight. Big obstacle is that I'm going to have to resist my urge to watch reality TV. Right now I'm just thinking about all of the reality TV shows that I want to be watching. Love Island, Real Housewives. I think there's a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on tonight. Oh my God. I think a new season of Love is Blind is coming out tonight or tomorrow. I really picked a bad time to be doing this. Because I want to watch reality TV. Pray for me. I'm being brave. I'm being brave by not watching reality TV tonight. The first two stories, they made me cry. I need a minute. I was not, like, the first one was sad, but I was like a little teary. The second one, gut punch. Gut punch. Basically, the way that this short story collection is split up is by different sections. So this first section is all about wishes. The first story is about this girl who is going back to her childhood home because her father has dementia, and she is remembering that when she was a child there was this little like pond in the back of their house that she would like make wishes to, and that one was sad. But then the second story was about a haunted bookstore, which I really, really liked this story. I think of the two, this one I loved. 5-star story. But it's about a haunted bookstore in this neighborhood that's getting gentrified. And oh my God, just talking about it is making me tear up again. It was sad. It was sad. It was sad. It was sad. I'm like, oh, the horror is that I'm gonna cry. Okay, got it. Now I'm like, do I want to continue or do I want to read something else and just read a couple of these stories a night? Because if every single story makes me cry, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't read things that make me sad very often. So I'm thinking maybe picking up something else to read alongside it. Something that's a little more cheery, perhaps. I just have a little bit more before I hit my goal for the night. I don't know what else to pick, what I'm in the mood for. Let's go to the bookshelf and maybe we can find something. Looking in my bookshelf, Vampires of El Norte. I don't know if I should read another horror book. I'm thinking something like romancy. It is Valentine's Day tomorrow. I could do like a wild love. Ooh, I have Late Bloomer. It is speaking to me. Are we surprised? I do also have Just for the Summer, but I kind of want to read Yours Truly before this. I have been told that I don't like have to do that, but since I have already read Part of Your World, I might as well read them in order. Ooh, I do also have this. Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding. Oh, what should I do? They're both sapphic. Ugh, my dilemma here. Do I want sapphic cottagecore farm? Flowers? I think it's a flower orchard. Flower shop? Or do I want sapphic reality dating show? That's a good question. Wait, since I'm not watching reality TV, I could read about it. I could read about it. Oh my god, okay. Let's do this one. Solely for the purposes that it will maybe give me my reality TV show fix. Also, I think it's the glare on my glasses right now. It makes it look like I have tape in the middle. Is that just me? I keep catching the like reflection of myself and it looks like I have tape on the middle of my glasses. I just read chapter 1. These are very long chapters, by the way. This was 37 pages, and then the next chapter is another 30 pages. Anyways, I have met one of the main characters, Devon. Basically, this is about a marriage reality competition show where strangers get paired up to basically trick their families into believing that they're getting married. And if anyone in their family figures out that it's fake, they lose the competition. And each week there's like challenges and stuff. I will say, as a connoisseur of reality TV, I do feel like this is one reality TV show that would be very hard to pull off. Mainly being, how do you do it more than once? I think one time the show would be perfect. But how would you do more seasons? It's like that show Jury Duty, you know? Did you guys watch Jury Duty? Where they set up a fake jury duty where everybody was in on it except for one guy who thought it was real. They can never do that again. Like, it was a great setup for a show. They just can't ever do it again, right? I don't know how this show could repeat, but I am prepared to suspend my disbelief. Honestly, you have to do that with reality TV anyways. So, Devon, the reason why she is going on this show is because she is not out to her family. She is a lesbian and her family doesn't know. And she is like, what if I tell my family I'm gay while they're on camera? While there's cameras in their faces so they can't react badly to it. You know what? I respect it. I respect it. She's like, I'm gonna make them act right by telling them while they're on camera to millions of people. She's about to find out who she has been paired up with. Of course, it's gonna be the woman who she was like, oh my god, this woman is so gorgeous. Good luck to whoever's paired with her, because she's just so beautiful. But I am trying to decide if I want to read the next chapter tonight, which is, again, another 30 pages, or if I just want to, like, ease myself into reading every night. Maybe what I'll do is right now I'll take a little break. I smell brownies. I think somebody out there made brownies. I'm gonna go see. This whole time I've been sitting here reading, I've been smelling them. Let's go find out. guys need to know the absolute insane conversation I just had with my mom. We were talking about Pride and Prejudice because, okay, first insane thing from this conversation, I learned that my mom has never seen Pride and Prejudice. Huh? That is my all-time favorite movie. How have you never seen it? What is happening? How did I fail so badly? So then I was telling her the difference between the movie and the BBC miniseries, and she was like, well, why didn't they just cast Colin Firth in the movie with Keira Knightley? And I was like, well, he's a little too old to be playing her Mr. Darcy. And my mom goes, well, they can't be that much different in age. Colin Firth? Keira Knightley? Same age? I had to Google it because I was like, Mom, they're almost 30 years apart from each other. I don't know if she thought Colin Firth was younger than he is or if she thought Keira Knightley is older. I don't know, but that was I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone having that conversation. So now I've learned that I need to make my mom watch Pride and Prejudice. This is like one of those things where, like, do you ever just learn something crazy about one of your parents that you never knew and you're like, how did I go 30 years not knowing this? That's what this is. Also, update on the brownie situation. They were amazing. They were so good. But I also told my mom that I probably wouldn't eat that many brownies because I'm not a big dessert person. And she was like, don't say that. But the way that she said that, you would have thought that I said, I hate puppies or something, when all I said was I'm not a dessert person. She acted like, I've never seen someone so offended. Okay, now I'm cozy in my new sweatshirt and we're gonna get back into my book. I'm ready to get my reading fix. So, we're gonna get into the reality TV mess that is going on in here. I do need to confess something to you guys, that both last night and this morning I watched quite a bit of reality TV. Did I wake up early this morning so that I could watch a few episodes before I had to start my day? Yes. Yes, I did. What about it? Oh my god. Their practice kissing? Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, when you have to practice kiss. Just a little practice smooch. You have to practice kissing. Just, you know, just in case you don't know how to do it. Okay, I just got to chapter 5. I'm really enjoying it. It's so fun. I really like the chemistry between Devon and Kris, and I'm just enjoying the reality TV plot. So I completed my pages for the night. I might keep reading a little bit, but it's actually getting really, really cold. Like, I'm freezing. I think I'm gonna go make some soup. And then I also might take a hot bath. Like, both of those just sound very appealing to me right now.
On day 3, I started to get a migraine, so I got my trusty headache hat from the freezer and set my timer for 1 hour of reading, and was able to finish both The Wishing Pool and Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding.
Like I said, last night I finished Devon and Kris Plan a Wedding and The Wishing Pool, and despite having a migraine, I enjoyed both of them. Usually when I try to read during my migraines, I end up hating whatever I'm reading, but I ended up really enjoying this. I do think I'm gonna give it, I'm like in between 3.5 and 4. I feel like on Goodreads I'll rate it a 4, but it's like slightly under 4. It's not fully a 3.5, but it's not a 4. it's somewhere in between, but for a really good sapphic reality show romance, I enjoyed it. And then The Wishing Pool, I really liked. Especially, like, I enjoyed the first two stories a lot, the ones that, like, I told you guys about. And then there was a few that, like, I felt mid about. Like, I wasn't in love with them, but they weren't bad. The second half of the collection, though, got more, like, speculative, dystopian, post-apocalyptic, and those I really, really enjoyed. So I think overall I'm gonna give this collection 4 stars, which is a great rating for me, as I normally give short story collections much lower rating. And I'm excited now to read a full-length book by Tananarive Due. So if you guys have a recommendation for me, let me know which one I should read. I'm thinking not The Reformatory, because that one feels a little intimidating to me. So I kind of want to, like, I don't know, start somewhere else more in her backlist. But I don't know, you guys can let me know what you think I will enjoy. So what am I reading tonight? I am going to finish a book that I had already started actually like a while ago, and that is Games with the Orc by Catherine Moon. I've read quite a few books from Catherine Moon, and they're always a fun time, a wild time. She never lets me down. However, I started this book actually during the Super Bowl. My family was on the couch watching the Super Bowl. I was reading Orc Smut. And I gotta say, the beginning of this book wasn't really gripping me. There was a lot of gripping going on, just not me. Basically, in this world, there's monsters, everyone knows about them, all different kinds. And the main character is a human, and she has a very unsatisfactory sex life with her boyfriend. And at the beginning of the book, he proposes to her, and she's like, in her head, she was kind of like, why would I marry you when you can't make me come? So they break up, and she decides to go to the Monster Smash Agency, which is basically an agency that, like, pairs you with monster sex workers for a fun time. That's what it is. So she has had, like, a fantasy about orcs. So she gets paired with an orc and goes to this cabin for 5 days of smashing. I think my issue with it, and why I wasn't, like, so invested, is that the premise is very similar to A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, but I found that one to be more interesting. There was, like, more going on because it was like a gothic manor and there was more monsters involved. It wasn't just one monster. Like, there was just a lot more happening in that book. And then the thing that was really, really making me struggle to want to pick this up is that the orc kept calling her his pet. He'd be like, my pet, my pet, my pet. No, jail, jail. That has shot to the top of the list of pet names that I hate. Anyways, with all that being said, I didn't fully want to DNF it, so I'm gonna finish it tonight. I think that is the beauty of this challenge, is that since I'm doing, like, extra reading outside of my normal reading time during the day, it allows me to finish books that I probably would have never circled back to. Like, I was not planning on circling back to this. It wasn't like a hard DNF. It was like a DNF for now, DNF FN. But the beauty of this challenge is that I can make time to circle back. So we're circling back. And I don't know what I'm hoping for. Less sex? That's asking for a lot in a Catherine Moon. Oh my God. I just randomly opened to a page. To my delight, he has stopped calling her his pet. He is now calling her Petal. Touch your breasts, Petal. I don't know if I hate Petal more than Pet. I don't love it, I'll tell you that. My pretty Petal. Did you like my cock in your ass, Petal? Why is he calling her Petal so much? Here's the thing. I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. It's not that it's a bad book, because it's not. It's just not for me. It's not what I personally like. And I really like Catherine Moon. All the other books I read from her were like 4 or 5 stars. This one just didn't do it for me. It wasn't for me. I never really got on board with them. Listen, here's the thing. When you go into a Catherine Moon, you know what you're getting. I just wanted a little more romance. A little romance is a treat. A little romance on the side of the spice. Just on the side. That's all I wanted. All I wanted was for them to talk to each other for 1 second that didn't involve sex. Once he started calling her Petal, it was Petal every page. I shouldn't have even asked for him to stop calling her pet. I think I put that into the universe. He stopped calling her pet, and it was Petal, 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 every page, petal. Hush now, petal. Would you like to bathe me, petal? Tonight you will rest, petal. Soft, pretty little petal. That's my job, petal. No, petal, don't move. That's all in the span of 2 pages. It's every page. He calls her petal every page. I'll fill you up with... I'll fill you up with cum, petal. Am I glad that I circled back on this one? No. I'm not giving up on Catherine Moon. I do love her, and I have more of her books on my TBR. I just probably won't continue this specific series. Tonight, I am reading A Most Agreeable Murder, which is a cozy Regency murder mystery. It sounds so good. It says, when a wealthy bachelor drops dead at a ball, a young lady takes on the decidedly improper role of detective. I feel like I've always kind of been saving this book because I really think I'm gonna love it. Although I fear I also might be hyping myself up for it too much. We will see. I have an hour and a half of reading tonight, so I am gonna get started.
Miss Arabella Ashbrook presents the annual autumnal ball. Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Steele and their daughters, Beatrice, Louisa and Mary, are requested to attend the ball at Stabmore Park on Tuesday next at 6 p.m, and not a second before. We await your confirmation of attendance and any song requests.
Ow. My neck is hurting. That was not comfortable. Okay, my one comment that I have to make right now is that the main character, her last name is Steele, and so there's a lot of like Mr. Steele, Mrs. Steele. I think of Anastasia Steele from 50 Shades of Grey. Every time I say Mrs. Steele, I just keep waiting for someone to say, Mr. Grey will see you now. Throwing off the vibes, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I am now 100 pages, 90 pages into it, so I'll give you kind of like my first initial impressions. I feel okay about it. I think that I do like it. It's kind of reminding me of Austenland, which is a movie that I love. And anyone who doesn't like that movie, you are incorrect. Sorry to inform you. But it's reminding me of that in the sense that it's like making fun of Regency and historical romance tropes, Jane Austen tropes. But it's like making fun of it not in like a mocking kind of way, but like a loving way. And it's very like tongue-in-cheek, silly. There's also, in between a lot of the chapters, there's like journal entries from a bunch of different characters, letters, things like that. It is unfortunately, and I have this experience every single time that I've read a cozy mystery, where I don't actually find the mystery part of the book to be compelling or engaging or interesting, and it's very predictable. In theory, I think that I love cozy mystery, but every time I've read one, I don't love it. And I think it's because, you can correct me if I'm wrong if you're more familiar with cozy mystery, but I think part of cozy mystery is that the mystery is very easy to figure out, is not very complex, is very predictable, and that plays into the coziness of it. But for me, what I want is cozy vibes, but a really good mystery. Like, I want the cozy atmosphere, the silliness, but a really good mystery. And I think that's what they're all lacking for me, is that the mystery just kind of, it's just kind of like dressing, you know? It's like, it's just there, but it's not really like the meat of the story. So I feel okay about it. It's not bad, but I'm not like super excited. I'm gonna set the book right here so I don't have to hold it up. I finished. It's 2.5 stars. I'll be generous. I'll go 3. Actually, I think that's what I've given all the other cozy mysteries I've read. It's not bad. I desperately want to be a cozy mystery girl because I'm a cozy fantasy girl. I love a murder mystery, and I just really thought that I was gonna love this. I had such high hopes, but it was fine. It was fine. I'm so sick of books just being fine. All I want is a 5-star book. That's all I want. And everything is just fine. I will say, it was a very quick read. I flew through it. It's not a bad book. There just wasn't anything like special about it, and I was really expecting to love it, so this is a big bummer. I'm really bummed. I just really need whatever the next book I read to be amazing, or I'm gonna be in such a slump. I'm in such a 5-star slump. It is crazy. I have been struggling to get a 5-star. I've had 1 5-star this whole year. I want to make a really bold statement, like, if the next book I read isn't 5 stars, I'm deleting my channel, but that's crazy because the odds of the next book being 5 stars is very low. So maybe I'll say, if the next book isn't 5 stars, what isn't crazy? Ooh, if the next book isn't 5 stars, I'll cut my hair. Because my hair is getting way too long. Look at that. Ugh, she's too long. Let's do that. If the next book isn't 5 stars, I'm chopping it off. I need to decide what I'm going to read. This is a very important decision. My hair is at stake. What do I think? What do I think I'm gonna give 5 stars? I have a few options. One that I'm leaning towards, but we'll talk through my options. I could do The Favorites by Lane Fargo. The only other book I've read from her, I gave 5 stars, and it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. The Favorites? Hungerstone. I was saving this for something specific, but it's always an option. However, I do think the one that I'm gonna go with is Blood Over Brighthaven. Now, I have already started this. I have read a total of 35 pages, and I started this a while ago. This is another book I started, and then I just didn't have the time. But based on the 30 pages that I read, I think it's gonna be 5 stars. So I'm gonna go with this. February is almost over, and I really just want to finish out all of the books that I was like in the middle of. I want a clean slate. So I am going to read this, and hopefully this is my 5 star. My hair is counting on you. It takes place in a world where the major city is protected by this magical dome that is saving it from this thing called blight, which is plaguing all of the lands outside of their protected city. And all of the people who live out there, the tribes who live out there, are dying off very quickly because of this blight. So the prologue started out crazy, wild. You're following this tribe and they're running. The blight is coming. They're trying to get to the safety of the city. The blight is crazy. It's like these beams of light that like soar across the land. And if it hits you, if it touches you, it literally slice and dices instantly. I kept picturing, you know, the very first episode of The Boys, what happens to Huey's girlfriend, where she just, that's what I'm picturing. It's bloody, it's gory, it's graphic. So the guy that we're following, Talmo, he's running with his family and they're trying to get to the safety of the city. And one by one, his family is just getting picked off. He gets to the city, and the only one left is his baby niece. Everyone else died. I started crying in the prologue. I'm like, we're not even in the book yet, and I'm already crying. Cool, got it. I know what I'm in for now. We jump over. We're inside the city. We're following the main character, Skyona. She is an academic. She has been studying to be a mage, and to be accepted to be a high mage, which no woman in history has ever been accepted to be a high mage. But every 10 years, they allow a woman to apply and take the test, but only one woman every 10 years. They're like, I guess we'll give you a little crumb. But no one has ever done it. No woman has ever done it. And Skyona is like, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the one. And the magic is very interesting. I don't know if I will do it justice trying to explain it. It's very complex. It's not like a magic system that I've ever read about before. I don't even want to try to describe it because I don't think I'll do a good job. It involves like sourcing magic from another realm, and the way that you do that is through like this magical typewriter. But they source all this magic to gain power for the city, and that's how like everything in the city runs. It runs on all of this sourced magic. That is all I've read so far, and I'm intrigued. So I think that this could be my 5 star. I'm gonna start reading. I have quite a bit of reading to do tonight, 2 hours worth, especially considering, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little late in the evening already. I should have planned a little bit better knowing that I had to read for 2 hours before I go to bed. It's already 9 o'clock, which is my bedtime, so I need to get started. I'm running out of time. I'm gonna get very tired and grumpy very soon. Okay, I'm coming to you at the 1 hour check-in. I am 170 pages in. A plot twist that I didn't see coming. I sat there shocked. Crazy because I should have seen it coming, but this book is so captivating and gripping that like I wasn't even thinking about like things going on. I was just along for the ride. Oh my God, okay. Basically, what is happening right now is that Skyona, she did it. She got into the high mages. She was accepted because she is the bad bitch. But, all the men who are high mages, of course, they're threatened by her because she's a woman and she's smarter than them and better than them and they know it. So they're being really horrible to her. And on her very first day, one of the high mages is like, yeah, we're gonna give you an assistant, because they all have assistants. They're like, we're gonna give you an assistant. It's gonna be that guy. And they point to the janitor. So it's obviously a great insult that they are appointing the janitor as her assistant. Not only is it any janitor, it is Tommel from chapter 1. So he has now become her assistant, and it's actually perfect for her because they get along great together. They work very well together. Things are grooving, things are moving. They're doing magic all over the place. It's great until they accidentally come across a very dark secret, and now things I think are gonna go very bad. I love it so far. I love it. There's like a little twinge, a little twinkle of romance between the two of them that I am really enjoying. The only negative, which if I had to look for one, I think we're gonna find out more in the next part, is that I want to see more of Tommel's life. Right now, a lot of it is centering Skyona, and he's just kind of like, he pops up wherever she is, but I want to learn more about him. I want to know more about him. I think I really connected to him because the very first chapter was about him and it was tragic, but since then we've learned very little about him. But yeah, this book is making me feel a lot of emotions, excitement, rage, all of these men. Ew. The writing is amazing. Like, I felt this from the very beginning, but it really reminds me of Arcane. I don't know if that's because I recently watched Arcane, but there's just something about the world that I'm like picturing it as the world of Arcane. I'm gonna read for another hour. I'm scared. I'm scared what's gonna happen in the second half of this book. Okay, I still have like 30 minutes left of reading tonight. I'm getting so aggravated. Listen, I love Skyona. I really do love her, but she is aggravating me. She's aggravating me. She's just like, what she's dealing with right now in the book is like realizing that all of these people that she has spent her whole life centering herself around and worshiping and loving and thinking are great are actually the devil, evil, horrible. And she's slow on the uptake. She's very slow on the uptake. And it is very frustrating. And it's like, on the one hand, I'm like, girl, wake the fuck up. Wake up. And it's like very annoying that she just won't. She's taking so long to catch up. And at every turn, she's like, oh, but, like making excuses for them. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it's very realistic. I get it, okay? She was like indoctrinated into this religion and this thinking and this way of life, and that everything that they do is good. And like having to face the truth, she's like seeking every other avenue of what it could possibly be other than what's right in front of her face. And I get it, but it's so frustrating. However, I will always take a complex but frustrating main character over one that's like perfect and makes no mistakes and everything is just so convenient. I'm just very frustrated. I want to like, you know, I know she'll get there eventually. She better. Oh my god, no. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, I finished. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that my hair is safe. The bad news, this book is fucked up. It's 5 stars, but at what cost? What cost? Hey guys, I have collected myself. I'm still a little stuffy. I cried a lot more off camera. Yeah, this is 5 stars. This was incredible. So much of the story is so relevant to today. Even though I am devastated, everything that happened for the exact reason that should. I understand. It makes sense. Doesn't mean I'm happy about it. The second half of this book was very difficult to read. Very difficult, but I did it. This was amazing though. I loved this. If you are looking for a true dark academia fantasy that I think tackles really complex issues, has great characters and development, and it's a standalone. I can't wait to read The Sword of Kaigen now, but this was truly so good. I need time to process everything that happened, but it's definitely 5-star book. So that is actually going to end this vlog, and I wanted to kind of see how much extra reading I was able to do by just adding on a little bit of time every night before bed, which, as we can see, I read 4 books, plus I read The Wishing Pool also, so I read 5 books, and that is just on top of all the other books that I read in the week during the day, which was 4. So I read 9 books this week, which is crazy that by just adding a little bit of time before bed to read, I read 5 more books. Wild. I'm definitely going to continue to do this in the future. I probably won't do it every single night because I love my reality TV time, okay? I am who I am. But maybe every couple nights, throw in a little reading time. But that is gonna end this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, leave me a flower emoji, any flower, for our beloved Petal. I wanna see petals raining in the comments. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!